Try not to make too much of a trail coming in here. Ooh. I don't want people to be able to find my trail back into my place, so very careful to try not to leave too many footprints coming up the bank off the road there. I gotta keep an eye out for resources in the area, such as, you know, thinner sticks that I can cut easier, because cutting these big logs with that little saw is quite an effort. All right, I'm back. So I had a little thought last night, you know, about drainage. So I was laying in bed last night and I was thinking about the slope of this for drainage, and kind of the way I'd had it planned was to have it sloping back into the bank, but then I started thinking about the water's going to run down the shelter into the bank and then ultimately end up, I mean, the ground's pretty absorbent, and it would probably, but in a really heavy rainfall, it would probably come into the thing. So what I was thinking is, rather than having it slope back into the bank, I'd raise this center beam up approximately 2 feet on both ends and create a peak. My pack's hanging up on the frame here. But create a peak so that the water would shed off to the sides. More bank line. Brought some water today. I was a little thirsty yesterday. Haversack. Trusty utility ropes. I always bring those. I don't really need them, but you never know. I think this is a 25 by 16 tarp. Yeah, and a 50 feet of 550 paracord. Wonder if I was to slope it from that side, raise that side up. Yeah, that might be the smartest thing to do, you know, and then I have a slope this way. Yeah, so if I raised that up, okay, if I put that on top of this, oh, I have to take those off, I'm sure. Maybe if I cut a bit of a saddle on the top of this log too, might help. Shit, there's knots right there. Just had my axe sharpened the other day, so it's fairly sharp, so I should be able to notch it with my axe maybe. I'm going to push this one back like that, and then I'm going to lash this to this, so that'll give it some more rigidity for my cross piece there, hopefully. Going to have to do. Okay, nice and tight. Another half hitch full. Yet. Okay. I think that's going to be pretty good. Alright, I like that. A lot of work. Oh, there we go. How's that? Yeah, I like that. And that'll give me my continuous slope. Something like that. What do you guys think? You think that's a better idea? I have to trim some of those branches up. I think that'll work better. Give me a little bit of an overhang too on my front porch here. So I think we'll try that. I'm gonna have to lash off some of these logs. So I won't bore you with that. It'll take a few minutes, but yeah, I'll come right back. Okay, that's it. That's the last lash. Oh, yeah, she's much solider now. Can totally support my weight. Should be able to support some rain. Okay, now the next thing I'm gonna do is I gotta clean up the surfaces of these logs. Fuck, I'm falling here. I'm gonna trim these ends off so they're flush, even with the end of this, so that the tarp can hang over. And I could probably use that as part of my wall system out here, because basically I want to make it so that I can get in through the front. Maybe have a little door right here. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. Sort of playing it as I go. So yeah, clean up those next. That's the next step. Really not that many. Just this, mainly this one out here. Try and install the tarp on it now, which could be an interesting chore here. See how that goes. You guys see where I put my other bank line? Jeez, I'm always losing stuff. You know, that's why I'm always losing black stuff. Like, a lot of my gear is black for some reason. You know, bank line, paracord, the axe, the saw, my clothes. So that's why I've done this orange paracord on my hatchet. It allows me to get a good firm purchase, choke up a little bit, but then really the main thing is that I can see it laying in the grass easier. Or, I mean, in the moss or whatever. It smells like a fire, this tarp. I mean, I've got a couple of options. What I'm thinking is I want to pull it over top of that outside rafter, pull it over, and then maybe roll it into there so it's tight, kind of seals around those trees. and then pull both sides down to the ground, maybe with some weight holding them down or something. And then on top of that, I'm gonna cut some boughs and ferns, bracken ferns like these guys here, and camouflage it. Doesn't look pretty right now, but you know, as you go inside here, yeah, I mean it's a shelter. So I'm gonna get another camera position and put this on a time lapse, and I'm gonna try and tie this tarp off. At least it's not raining today yet. And pull it tight backwards against itself, and hopefully that. I'm just going to put a slippery knot here because I might have to untie it and adjust it, so I'm not permanently untied easily. A real simple technique where you go through your own loop with another loop. Okay, so I'm going to pull back about the same amount. Okay, right there. Right there. I'm just going to tie it to this. Okay, now I'm gonna, I might need to cut another pole across the back, but I'm going to try and anchor it with some pegs. So put a peg in here. Quickly fashion up a tent peg here. Just a couple of V cuts and a peg. First peg done. Put my peg in the ground here. Okay, first peg's done. Timber hitch here. Okay. Tensioning it wherever it needs to be tensioned. I mean, I'll pull it down up there too. That'll flatten that out a bit. I'll loop in my string big enough to fit the toggle through. Holy shit, there's a lot of mosquitoes here. Whew. Mosquitoes like that today. Well, I think I'm ready to start putting ferns and moss and stuff on top of it. I'm gonna put some branches down. Whatever's laying around now can go on there. It's structural parts done. All right, it ain't the Hilton, but give us some shelter from the rain and elements. So I don't know how strong it'd be for snow load. I didn't really design it for snow, mostly just to stay out of the rain. But as you can see inside here, it's kind of already got like a terrace, you know, right here, where I'm thinking I'm probably gonna try and make my bed right there, or maybe even up there. Have a bench here, have the fire pit down on this corner. Yeah, I think that'll work. It's pretty nice. I like it. I'm happy with what we got here. It's it's not pretty. It is pretty barbaric, but I'm looking forward to doing a challenge. I'm gonna do a 10-item challenge out here. So the shelter exclusive, so it's gonna be built, and then I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna spend 48 hours underneath this tarp in the rain. Hopefully in the rain. If it's raining, I can still have a fire, which is pretty critical, especially with the mosquitoes out here. Pretty thick. But yeah, from here I'm gonna leave the front open because let me get this a little bit spread out a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the front open. I think. I don't know. I could maybe fill in the sides here, but on the sides here, I think I'm gonna do like a maple limb weave wall here across there because it's the smallest portion. And on this side, as I was talking about earlier, I think I'm gonna make a little doorway right here, a little man door here, and then fill in the rest of the back here with logs. I can stuff bushes and shit up inside there, and you know, seal the back off. So I honestly think there's enough room for 2 guys to sleep in here. It won't be on top of each other or anything, but it'll be tight. But yeah, so I'm glad I did bring this bigger tarp. I was a little concerned earlier that it was just too much, but you know, really it's pretty much all used up, so that's going to be good. And yeah, I guess this will be the end of part 2. I might get my backpack together and head back down to my truck.